Hello, YouTube. ZiggyNo back with sports cards. Well, we'll still call it daily. Today's February 1st, and on this day in 1968, the great Vincent Lombardi steps down as Green Bay Packers head coach. Think about that. Take a moment of silence for the Packer fans who are still suffering over that terrible defeat from last week. Super Bowl is only, 6 days away? Giddy up. Hobby news. This is going to be an interesting video. Got a little bit longer, got some interesting stories to share with you. I'm trying to go a little deeper into investigating here, so hopefully you enjoy these. We will give a quick overview of Sports Collectors Daily. I want to share a bad break story with you. Grading updates. HGA, StarStock, CSG, all have been kind of hitting late news, and I'll talk a little bit about that. Product and card news. New releases. We'll look at the release calendar. Panini and Topps. The checklist for Series 1 baseball is out today, too, by the way. I didn't find the link yet, but I'm sure you guys can find that as well. In my corner today, CMOC is hiring. Yep, I mentioned that last time, and actually I've got my first screening interview today. It's really just an email, but I'm going to call it a screening interview because I'm super excited. I'll tell you more about it later when I get it. Selling cards update. Yep, I'm trying to sell some cards. I'm not going to sit here and pump and dump. I'm just going to share some stories, some strategies, and give you some of the thoughts I have going through selling cards. Also, what's next? What's coming up? Well, it's February. It's been a whole month of me kind of figuring out the hell I'm going to do. So let's get February off to a good start. We'll start this with this video and see where we go from there, but I have a lot of good content. I think I'm going to go a little more deeper investigating, share more stuff, and just super excited about the hobby and what 2021 has to offer. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into some of the content. Okay, a lot of auction information. Okay, there's some big auctions going up. This T206 is up for auction. It's an authentic card. It's not a graded card. It's authentic graded, I guess, from SGC. The Series 1 checklist is out for baseball. Jerseys are up for sale. Look at this big auction at Golden Auction, right? Past 30 million already with Mantle, Mahomes, and MJ. That's freaking crazy. Around the hobby, some great news and notes here. The one I wanted to focus on here, let me see, I pulled it up here for you. Look at this. No Hall of Fame people. I think everybody knows that nobody made the Hall of Fame this year. What's everybody's thoughts on that? Topps News, they're coming out with their Series 1, right, release day, but I thought this was interesting here. Share the vote getters. Think about if anybody's cards are moving or have any movement. Let me see what else was interesting here. I did get information here about CSG, which we're going to pop over that in just a moment. But again, around the hobby, a lot of good news, a lot of auctions, a lot of people cashing out. My thoughts there are if I had a big expensive card, I would sell it too. I don't think I would buy a big one. And I also do think a lot of these might be getting bought by the fractional ownerships, which isn't the case. We know the $5.7 million card was bought by an individual. But anyway, just to remind you guys, I did talk about this last week, the white sparkle packs. Look at these puppies, man. $330 sold. A lot of five for $2,000, $300. You bought these for $125 and you flip these around for over 2x and you don't even own them yet. The cards aren't even shipped to you. But anyway, I understand. Just giving you kind of an update on what's going on, the fire in the hobby, how people make money. And look, squatting on, let me just say this, squatting on the Panini website, in my opinion, is no different than being the first guy at retail, right? You just happen to be, you have a faster high-speed connection, you got an in, you got a bot, whatever it is. In fact, I will tell you from my underground, by the way, guys, they do not have bots yet for the Panini first off the line. So that might be bullshit. I'm sure there's somebody's made one, but apparently not as common as you think. Okay, great break story. Well, I'm not a great break story. This is a bad break story. Now, real quickly, I'm not going to give the breaker's name. I'm just going to give a little background. I'm going to share with you, this is a friend of mine who's a breaker, great guy. He does breaks. He does a lot of international breaks. A lot of his international people use what's referred to as forwarders, which means you ship the product to somebody in the United States, and the United States person will forward it to the person outside of the U.S. There's services that do this. There's individuals that do this. But in this case, this is a package that was opened. I think we're going to go the right way, right? Nope, it's not that way. That's one of the websites here. Go this way. So here's a card. You can see that it's a Panini 1, Stephen Curry. It looks like the case was cracked. Now, I was going to quickly say this. The breaker didn't do this, right? The recipient didn't do this. The forwarder didn't. Something happened in transit where that took a huge amount of impact to break that. There's the card there. You can kind of see the picture. There's the damage on the side. Just long story short, so this card is estimated at $18,000, which I'll be honest, blows my freaking mind because I wouldn't pay $18,000 for Curry's autograph on a piece of cardboard. I mean, sorry. It's not his rookie card, okay? This is just a recent Panini 1 to 10. My opinion only, guys. But anyway, that being the case, the person who received this card feels like it's worth $18,000, and they're upset about it, and they blame the breaker. And well, the breaker put it this way: no, it wasn't insured. The guy didn't ask for insurance, and the breaker didn't force insurance. I mean, also say this: The card made it to the forwarder in the United States. It's assumed that it wasn't damaged there. Now, if you look at these pictures, who knows? Now, the only reason I'm bringing this story up is just tell you, look, guys, beware, okay? Beware of a few things. First of all, if you're buying big cards, you should always, always insure the card. You should have a conversation with your breaker. As soon as you hit a big card, hey, hold the card. Let's figure out a way that I can get that. Let me ship it or insure it. And I'll even tell you, some of these big cards, you should really think about that because some insurance is questionable. Like I guarantee if you insure this for $18,000, I think you have a hard problem getting that insurance covered. But that's just my opinion. So my point is again, realize a lot goes into this. I don't blame the breaker for this. A lot of people are pointing the fingers at the breaker. I don't blame the forwarder for this, actually. You know, somebody in transit destroyed this card. Anyway, on to some grading stories. Okay, CSG, they're up and running, guys. Their fees and everything are up. You can Google them. I'll try to drop a link in here as well for you. Looks pretty interesting. Am I a fan? No, I'm not. I have no interest. I might try to do this just to check it out, but to be honest, I think to myself, why? I don't know. We'll see. Another one that's popped up on the board here is this hybrid grading approach. This using what a computer and person to grade it. I don't know. I mean, how is this any different like GMA and these other guys? I mean, it's a great time to launch this. Great information. I've definitely seen these look sexy and people are all jumping on the bandwagon, but I'm wondering what your thoughts are. I think this only, and look, let me just point this out here. What's this right here? This is the website's name. This is an IP address. I just realized that. It's not even a URL. Anyway, so what are your thoughts on this? Will I try this? I don't know, maybe, but probably not anything I like or anything I want. And I just have so many other things going on. It just probably will not hit my radar. So I will tell you, I still use PSA. I'm a big fan of PSA grading. I've been using PSA for a while. So let's talk about PSA grading. Well, StarStock, they had their submissions come back, right? They graded, 1,178 cards. And they had a whole bunch. Where are the stats here? Do I have to click on this right here? Is that where they are? And then I click on this, right? There we go. 40% 10s, 50% 9s. So that's about a 90% 9s and 10s. That's not surprising. But I will say, look, this whole StarStock thing has really got me to thinking because I'll be honest, I was one of the first people big in StarStock. I love StarStock. I've been using StarStock, but I'm concerned. Okay, what I mean by that is I can't explain this in a short video. I'm going to have to put this together in a deeper video. I don't want to come out negative, but I'm concerned because StarStock's grading is going to impact a lot. It already impacts the price of their cards. So A and a B are like, a B is, a third of the price of an A. And an A is is basically the price of a PSA 9. And it's just crazy what the market's going. But I thought this was interesting. I also want to point out, look, they submitted this December 15th, and it is end of January, and they got that crap back in 6 weeks. Anybody else surprised by that? I'm surprised by that. Okay, anyway. I want to share with you, this is a friend of mine. I'm not going to go in this video too long. I don't know if I'm going to drop the link or not, but this is a friend of mine who, he bought a bunch of cards off StarStock. He sold a bunch of cards on StarStock, but he bought a bunch and he's playing a grade. And he got the cards back and he's reviewing them. He opens them, he's reviewing them. And let me just say that he's not happy with the review. And this gets into kind of the second part of what I was saying a minute ago. I did the same thing where I bought some cards off StarStock, some Tyler Heroes. They were all A's. I got 10 A's. I brought them, shipped them home. Then I decided to ship them back to StarStock because I figured, hey, I'll just go ahead and sell them on StarStock. The price of the market was going crazy. I wasn't going to grade them all. Well, when they got the StarStock, this time they didn't all make A's. I'd say only half of them made A's. Maybe even 40% of them made A's. Like a bunch of the Prisms all got B rankings. When they all came out, A's. So now they're B's, but they were A's, and all they did was ship to me. Again, I'm not blaming anybody. Grading is subjective, and every time you grade something, you're going to get a different opinion. So should I take them out and resubmit them? No, I'm not saying that. But what concerns me is that there's a bucket somewhere of A's, and there's a bucket somewhere of B's. And if you're in the bucket of A's, and you ask StarStock to grade some for you, I bet you they're going to pick the ones on the top of the StarStock A's. And if you ask them to ship some to you, I think they're going to pick the ones in the bottom of the StarStock A. Does that make sense? I understand, but it's a concern. Okay, let me just take a quick look about what's going on around the hobby and releases. Again, it's February, so the big one coming out to me is going to be Hoops on Wednesday. That'll be pretty big. And then baseball next week, right? A week from Wednesday. So that's the two ones that I'm going to be watching, keeping an eye on. Donruss Racing, interesting. I will also say this, and I've said this before. Has anybody noticed how there's a lot of retail? I mean, I know you're not finding it in your stores, but it's in Facebook groups. It's it's on eBay. There's a lot of retail for sale. You've also noticed, guys, that every freaking product has a mega box. A few years ago, the only product with a mega box was none. I'm not kidding. 3 years ago, there were no mega boxes in 16. 17, I don't think there's a mega box in 17. I think the first mega box came in 18 with a Luka year, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong. And 3 years later, everything's a freaking mega box, right? Hoops has mega boxes. Donruss has mega boxes, and every sport has a mega box, right? Football has a mega box, baseball has a mega box, basketball has a mega box. Let me just say this again, guys. I'm not trying to be on the hater Gatorade commercial here, but the bubble, it's the air is getting out of this puppy. Okay, Panini, destroyer of hobby, has overprinted, and they're going to continue overprinting because we're going to continue consuming. So it's going to take us a while. This hobby is like digesting a steak. Okay, we're not going to realize how bad the steak was until it comes out later. So I think we got a bad steak from Panini. And, they're not the only ones. But anyway, looking at Panini, let's take a look at what's going on their website. So I am surprised there's no hoops first off the line. That was a shocker. There is a first off the line Donruss Optic. This is absolutely disgusting. Let me again just say, guys, this product, I remember I bought this. I got a Baker Mayfield first off the line auto a few years ago. Was that 3 years ago? $125 a box. I want to say that one more time. 120. It was 1/10 the price, and that was the suggested retail price at the time. You have to understand, guys, these products, these first off the line garbage, and I say garbage because I know there's value, but they're not making a new product. They didn't add like the athlete's DNA or signature to it. They're just printing more damn plastic and cardboard, and they're raping us in price. We've got to break up the exclusive. Breaking up the exclusive licensing, in my opinion, is the only thing that saves the hobby. If we don't break up exclusive licensing, Panini will have everything. And when Panini has everything, you're going to tell me that that's like there. I mean, just anyway, I'm going too long. Tops. Blake Jameson, week 3. It's the only thing I really saw that I'm really chasing right now. Only a few days left on that. Muhammad Ali, waiting for the 70 card, Project 70 to launch here as well. ComC, remember I told you they're hiring. So check them out. I'll let you know how. There it is. I'll let you know how my little email interview goes. I'm super excited about that. Then lastly, let me just share with you a few things. So I think I talked about this last week. I got these cards back from grading. Jaren Jackson Shy and Michael Porter Jr. I got 9s and 10s. I'm trying to decide how to sell them. I don't want to go eBay first. And look, these prices just continue to dip, man. Well, not dip. I'm sorry. Actually, those are up. 76. That's up. This one's dipping. I think I'm going to use Facebook groups first, and then I probably will use My Slabs. And what else? I've already got a bunch on StarStock. I don't think I'd ship these to StarStock. I've got so much on StarStock. And one thing I will say is I don't see graded cards selling as fast as much as I wanted to in the past. So maybe things are just getting full there. So we'll just keep an eye on that. Another card that I'm looking to sell, and again, I'm not hyping this, but I just thought it was interesting, is my Deshaun Watson Silver Prism. And the reason I'm selling this is because a lot of hype based on where he's going to go. Once he goes there, what's going to happen? Does that hype subside? Is he the second best quarterback of that class? Is he worth a couple $1,000s for this card? In my opinion, the Prism Mahomes card isn't worth as much as it is. So I don't know. I'm looking probably to unload this. And I will say the reason I mention this is that when I do go to sell this, I will sell this for under market value. When I sell most of my cards, I sell for under eBay market value. I like to leave a little meat on the bone, as they say, and I also like to, still make a good profit. So I normally sell, 10 to 20% under eBay comps. Well, that's it, guys. That's all I had to share today. Again, a little different spin on Sports Cards Daily, a little deeper. Want to share that bad break story. Want to give you thoughts on grading. If you guys are using HGA or CSG, please let me know. I love your thoughts on StarStock grading too. Are you buying, selling, grading? And then just, hang in there. Hopefully we'll see you back tomorrow. Thanks again for all your support, all your subscriptions, all your comments. I do have to catch up, guys. It will happen.